Hello, everybody. Marie Gervais here with Shift Management. And I wanted to talk to you today about the soft skills and why you need to know what yours are and how to find out what yours are. Before I get into the post, just a couple of quick details. One is I have helped hundreds of people find work. In fact, that seems to be one of my specialties that I have developed over the years. Many people get job search advice from me. And out of that, I have developed a number of resources. And those resources can be found in our blogs. They can be found in the live posts. They can be found in the videos and in the courses that we offer on the store.shiftworkplace.com part of the site. So if you want to check those out, feel free, and you will find many useful resources for developing your career and for finding out how to find work and how to be a better leader, all related to workplace development skills, and specifically focused on the kinds of people skills that you will need to be employable now and for the next century, if you live that long. So what we're going to talk about today are three things. We're going to talk about first what soft skills are and what recruiters are looking for, specifically 3 categories of soft skills that they're looking for. And then we're going to look at the soft skills that you need to be focused on yourself for your own career development, which are not the same as what the recruiters are looking for. And then we're going to look at how you can find out what your soft skills are, because you may not really know what they are, and it's not that easy to figure them out. It's always easier to see other people's skills and also flaws than it is to see your own. I'm going to give you something really helpful for that. And there is a great download that goes along with this post. And the download has a whack of assessment sites that you can use for free that help you figure out really fast what your key soft skills are and then how you can use them. It's just really useful. I spent a couple of hours putting it together today, and I'm pretty excited about it, and also the ways people are going to be able to use it. So that's the download that you can get with this particular post. Okay, so let's get started. So soft skills are the things that have to do with you as a human being working with other human beings. And they usually refer to whether you are a good communicator, but they also can refer to whether you're good at managing yourself, if you can learn, and if you can work with the team. So those are the kinds of things that Canadian employers are specifically looking for. I think in North America, people are looking for those generally, but I know for sure in Canada, people are very specifically looking for good soft skills. So that's why you need to know what yours are and how you can pitch them so that employers can see what you're good at and they can see if it's a good fit for them, and they're more likely to hire you, of course. So now, why are employers so focused on that in Canada? Why wouldn't they just be focused on your skills? Well, if you're coming from a developing country, a lot of people are trying to fudge their degrees, meaning they are lying about their degrees and their credentials and their designations. And so employers there in a lot of developing countries are just mainly concerned that they're picking people who can do what they say they can do. So they're looking at your technical skills first. But in Canada, people assume that you have the credentials that you say you have. Now, they do check that out, so you can't lie about your skills and your designations and your whatever training you've got. You do need to speak specifically to that and be honest about it. But when you're doing it, people are not so concerned about that in Canada. They're really more concerned about whether you're going to fit into their company, whether they're going to be able to get along with you, whether you're going to be a good investment. Because whether you know it or not, it's an investment for an employer to hire you. They generally don't get really quality work out of anybody they hire in the first year. So they're paying for your salary for a whole year without really getting much out of it. And then after that, they want to make sure that you're going to continue to contribute to the company at least for a couple more years. People are not thinking you're going to stay there forever, but they know that they would like to get at least 3 years of work out of you that's useful for the company. So remember, that first year is just an investment. That's why they want to make sure that you're going to fit in and it's going to work out. Recruiters are looking for 3 kinds of skills. They're looking for employability skills, transferability skills, and specific skills that have to do with your trade but are more specific than you even think. Employability skills are these. They are the skills that you have to listen to people, to communicate, to work with the team, to let go of something if you get upset about it, not keep bringing it up over and over again. All those kinds of things. If you have a team, if you can contribute to that team, you can move things forward. And if you can learn, so if you are teachable, or if you just refuse to learn. A big complaint that I often get from employers is they say, so many of my employees are not teachable. They refuse to learn. So you don't want to be that person. You want to be the person who is teachable. Those are employability skills, and they will keep you employed because you've got skills that will help you to learn, get along with people, and move forward in the job and be useful for the employer. And they want to know if when they hire you, you are going to be a person who will get along with the other people. The other ones are transferability skills. So if you have learned something, can you transfer it? And I have had this discussion with a lot of engineers. So people in oil and gas and electrical engineering have complained to me that there's no work. And I say, well, how would you describe your skills if you weren't describing them in oil and gas? And they go, well, I don't know, like it's oil and gas, but it's a project management, it's dealing with emergencies, it's being able to manage a team, it's being safe at work, it's about working with blueprints, it's about working with multiple stakeholders on a project. Like you could use those in any job. So if you can talk about them, then you're going to be able to move it forward. Electricians are specifically good at systems, understanding systems, at troubleshooting problems, and being able to get to the root of issues that can really cause trouble for a lot of people. So electricians are really good at that. And they're also really good at understanding the importance of a team, because you need your team to have your back, because it's, safety issues otherwise. So they know about that, and they also know about workplace safety. So those are all just to give you some examples of transferability skills. Other things that are transferable are the ability to learn new software quickly, or to be able to analyze budgets, or to be able to create social events for the company. Like all of those are transferability skills that you can transfer them from one thing to another. And if you can think about what skills you have that could apply to many different jobs, then that's transferable. Now, there's actually on the download that I created for you, there's a really helpful guide. And it's a New Zealand website where you can click on it and you click all the stuff that you think you can do. And then it will create a whole list of jobs that you could do. So it does the transfer for you and says, well, I could do this, I could do that, and in a whole bunch of different industries. So allows you to transfer your skills more easily. Okay, the other part, other than employability and transferability, is the question of your specialized skills. Now, people will say, oh, I already know what that is. That's my degree in this. That's my journeyman certificate in that. That's my, diploma in this. But that's not really what it means. It means to go deeper than that. And an example that I like to use on this is a friend of mine who's administrative assistant. And she has the capacity to look at budgets and find where all the leaking money is and fix it. She also knows how to compare budgets across departments and find out what the company needs to do in order to stop losing money. That is a way specialized skill. Who wouldn't want to hire somebody like that? So if she just puts admin assistant and here are the programs I know how to use on her resume, that's not going to describe her specialized skill. So you have to think about what your specialized skill would be and how you can talk about it on your resume. Okay, so that's what recruiters are looking for. Those are the three things. I'm going to go through them again. 1, 2, 3. The three things are your employability, your transferability, and your specialized skills. Now, you, as a human being who wants to stay alive for the rest of your life and needs work, need to develop 3 other categories of soft skills. The first one is self-management. Now, I did a post on this a few months ago, and I want to talk about it some more. People who get work all the time are people who do not lose their temper. Okay, if they can control their temper and if they can calm themselves down, and even better if they can calm other people down, that's fantastic, because there are a whole lot of people out there who don't have that skill, and mostly people don't like working with them. So if you have that skill, you definitely want to use it. If you don't have it, you probably need to build it. So self-discipline is another one of self-management. So you have to discipline yourself to get things done. Sometimes you need to make sure that you are healthy. So I just talked to somebody the other day who drinks 3 pots of coffee a day. The guy is just on the road to coffee poisoning. He's going to end up in the hospital. He's not self-managing very well. He is doing something that is indicative of addictive behavior. If he's doing that with coffee, he might do that with other things, addictive behavior. There's no good self-management. So self-management is really critical. I'm going to talk about that more on another post. But know that whatever you can do to show that you have good self-control and that you can move things forward. One other really good one is to be able to let something go. If somebody has bothered you, don't keep bringing it up. Let it go. Let it go. Yes, that is a self-management skill many people do not have. And people who do have it need to develop it more and teach others how to do it. Okay. Now, other than self-management, you need to develop your people skills specifically with regard to communication. I would put listening number 1 on the list. And we can all improve our listening skills. So how can you think carefully about what other people are saying, listen right through to the end, paraphrase what they're saying, and try and move it to the next place where you think people are going. That's all listening skills. Very few people have good listening skills, and most people think they're way better listeners than they actually are. So that's one I know 100% of the population can develop. The other one is learning to articulate your own ideas clearly. Now, if you cannot explain something clearly, or you can't get your mind around what the problem is for something, or you can't add steps to something, it's very frustrating for people to work with you. So learning to articulate things clearly is an important skill. And you can develop that by explaining to a buddy something and saying, how did I do? Did you get it? And if the person didn't get it, then what do I need to do to make this more clear? That's one thing you can do. You can also write your ideas down and then edit them until they are down to their distilled form. That also helps. There are lots of things that you can do. You can join a Toastmasters group for public speaking. Even if you never do a public speech in your life other than Toastmasters, it will help you to clarify your thoughts. So being able to articulate things clearly is a really important communication skill. And also really important to be able to work with a team, listen to other people's ideas, help move ideas forward, and find common ground. So instead of staking your claim and being the devil's advocate, all things that people hate when they're in a team, you actually can listen and help move and advance things forward in a unified manner that listens to people's voices and includes everybody. This is like an awesome skill that you need to have. Everybody on the planet needs to have it. And this is part of the people skills, the communication skills that you need to be developing for your career. And then the last category is about career management. And career management has to do with the political environment you work in, your professional contacts, and a whole whack of other things that I will talk about in another post. But for now, I'm just going to talk about a few key areas. And one of them is, I'm going to go back to politics. So when I first started working, I was convinced that if I didn't want to play the political game at work, I didn't have to. And boy, was I wrong, because I did have to. And I got sabotaged several times by not paying attention to politics. So one of the skills you need to develop for your career management skills is to watch what is going on in the political environment of your workplace, and then learn to strategize so that you are asking the right people at the right time for the right thing, that you've got allies for certain things, and that you know how to solve a problem with your getting around a difficult person. Like all that kind of stuff is part of your career management skill. And also knowing to network and create a professional network, that's another necessary part of your career management skills. Like I said, I'm going to talk about each of these more later, but those are the key. So for you, for yourself, for your own career development, you need to develop those 3 things. You need to think about your self-management skills, your communication people skills, and your career management skills. So now you've got 6 things to do. 3 are for recruiters, 3 are for your career development. And now you're going to go, okay, that's a lot. How am I going to get to all this? How do I even know what my skills are? How do I know what my people skills are? So here are a couple of quick ways to develop your self-awareness of what your soft skills are. First, get to the download. I made this awesome download. It's got all these free assessments on it. And the free assessments allow you to name what your skills are, and even gives you like a score. So it'll go, okay, on listening, you're 60, but on self-expression, you're 95. You know, okay, I'm going to definitely promote my self-expression and work on my listening skills. So it's going to tell you what your skills are in a whole bunch of different areas, because I've just collected a nice bunch of assessments for you. So, and then you're going to save them to a folder under my soft skills or something like that, my career development. Save them so you can keep them and use the wording in your resumes, your cover letters, and your interviews. And if you are going for a promotion, you are definitely going to want to look back on those skills and see how you're doing. And you might want to take the skill test again and see if you made improvements since you took it last time. So look at those things, keep track of them using those assessments, and then use the words that are in those to describe your skills and to answer interview questions. I have another useful link on the download that gives you typical interview questions that employers are going to ask you about soft skills, so you can prepare them in advance. And even if they don't ask you those specific questions, the fact that you will have prepared your soft skill answers will mean that you can transfer that soft skill answering capacity and answer new ones that they come up with. You want to do the assessments. Now, there is another way you can do it too. Some people go, oh, I don't like assessments, or I don't believe in it, or whatever. Okay, fine. I'd say you really need to do the assessments. But if you really want to try a different way, or if you want to complement it, I suggest speaking to 3 people, because 1 is not enough. 3 different people, not people that are all the same, who are friends of yours, and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out what would you say my communication skills are in, listening and helping a team advance an idea and expressing myself clearly. Can you give me some feedback, because I want to get a better understanding of what I'm good at and what I'm not so good at. And so people will tend to give you some good feedback, but it will be tempered by the fact that they don't want to hurt your feelings. I would take that information that you get from people, and I would also take the assessment, put that together and go, aha, I have a much better understanding of my soft skills now. And once you've got that understanding of your soft skills, then you can use it. You can use it for many, many things, as I already pointed out. I think I've covered all the basics. And so now what you need to do is to go to that download and print it out and go to the assessments. And then you should email me or tweet me, or go on the website into the contact page and send something, or send a text message or something like that, and let me know what you found out. Because it's really fun to do this. It's kind of one of the most fun parts of applying for a job. There aren't too many fun parts, but this is one of the fun ones, because it's a self-discovery. And it's always interesting to discover things about yourself. And it's interesting for other people to discover what you discovered about yourself. So do share. And if you want to share it a little bit publicly, you can go into the Canadian Workplace page, and you can take a look, and you can put your comment in there, and you can ask to join our Canadian Workplace group if you like. And then you have interaction with other people. That's your tip for today. Remember that Shift Management offers some very useful online courses, interesting, easy to access, and applicable to your workplace for your career development. And you can find them by going to store.shiftworkplace.com. So you can check out our store, you can contact me, you get a free download, and you get to have this video. It is awesome. I hope you are feeling very grateful about this good advice. I'm feeling very grateful that you're listening to it. And I'm even anticipating with gratitude that you will have some great comments that are going to come back to me so I can hear how you're doing. So talk to you again soon.